Of 6:30, we'll call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Ronnie Bush. Here. Samuel Newton. Here. Luann Hayes. Here. Todd McKenna. Here. William Hadley.
Here.
Dale Diddens.
Present.
Lynette Williams.
Here.
Adam Mottero.
Here.
Larry Jogers.
Here.
Brooke Deininger. Scott Holmes.
Present.
Jackie DeMeester. Here. Nicole Baker. Present. Steve Frick.
Present.
Brian Brandt.
Present.
Tim Whalen.
Yes, ma'am.
15 present, 1 absent.
Very good. Mr. Jogers, would you lead us in prayer? Mr. Brandt, the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, tonight we invite you into this meeting. Please guide us with your wisdom in every issue that we discuss and vote on. Before we vote, please help us understand all the intended and unintended consequences. We thank you and praise you for hearing our request, for providing your divine wisdom, and for the countless blessings you provide to each day. And Lord, we just ask you to give us some rain in this county. We desperately need it. And we just thank you and praise you for that. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I ask for an approval of the agenda, unfortunately, the notification system is not working, so if you'd like to be recognized to speak, please raise your hand. And as per usual, please press the microphone button and make sure the microphone is in front of you before you speak. With that, can I get an approval of the agenda, please? By Mr. Brandt, is there a second? By Mr. Diddens. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any item on the consent agenda that any board member would like to have removed? Mr. Hadley.
Yes, I would like to remove C, D, E, F, and G, please.
C, D, E, F, and G. Any other items? If not, is there a motion to approve A and B? By Mr. Mottero, second by Mr. Jogers. Any discussion on A and B? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll on the approval of A and B.
Adam Mottero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Holmes.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester. Nicole Baker. Steve Frick. Brian Brandt. Tim Whalen. Ronnie Bush. Samuel Newton. Luann Hayes. Todd McKenna. William Hadley. Dale Diddens. Lynette Williams.
Aye.
14A, 1A, motion carries.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve C, D, E, F, and G? By Mr. Brandt, second by Mr. Frick. Mr. Hadley? Yep. Thank you, Dale.
Evening.
Good evening, Dale. C, D, E, and F are approval of the grants, Highway Safety Improvement Program. That's a federal program?
Yes,
And how much are these grants for?
they vary. It depends on what the project cost is.
Pardon me?
It depends on the project cost.
Okay. I noticed later on we're going to be approving engineer agreements. Do we have to have the engineering work done before we can get these grants, or?
The engineering agreement is to prepare the grant application.
Oh, they're going to prepare the grant application then. Okay, then. So, and these are all through the federal government. Okay, thank you on that issue. On G, it was mentioned, I noticed the chairman was on the radio station today and mentioned this project that's going to be happening. It was on the radio station for the guardrails. How many bids did we receive on that?
There was 4 people took out bids. We had 3 bidders, and Northern was a low bidder.
The estimated cost was about $850, but they were about $100,000 more than roughly.
They were a little bit over, but our grant was for $1,001,000 So we have more than enough grant money
Okay.
to cover the overrun.
And there was no match on that grant?
It's 80-10, or it's 90-10, so it's 90%.
90%?
We got $1 million, and then our match is 100,000.
Okay then, so, okay.
And we have money in the budget this year.
And that was the same on these other grants we're going after?
They're all 80-10, correct. And all of those are for.
You mean 90-10?
90-10, yes.
Okay.
80-10 doesn't add up, does it?
Yeah, okay, okay. That's all I have. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Okay, if no one else, Madam Clerk, please take roll on the approval of C, D, E, F, and G.
Brian Brandt. Tim Whalen. Ronnie Bush. Samuel Newton. Luann Hayes. Todd McKenna. William Hadley. Dale Diddens. Annette Williams. Adam Otero. Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester. Nicole Baker. Steve Frick. 14A, 1 nay, motion carries.
Thank you. Is there any public comment? If you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium, please. Karen, if you would just state. I'm good, how are you? If you would just mind stating your name, and you'll have 3 minutes.
I'm Karen Rivers, and I see on your agenda there's a probability you'll be approving another solar site tonight. Last I was told by Beth Henning in zoning, 52 solar sites have been approved by the Stephenson County Board. Why so many? Prior to your voting, please review your solar ordinance. The board has the right to place stipulations on these solar companies. You can require them to use only made in the United States of America panels and parts. Assembled in the U.S. does not mean made in the U.S. Why continue to support these communist countries instead of our own? You can require local unions be hired for all the aspects of construction. You can require the solar companies plant only non-toxic concealing shrubs or trees. The junipers that have been planted as screening are toxic to our families, domesticated pets, and barnyard animals. The 96% pollen content certainly isn't healthy for people and pets with pollen allergies. Junipers can be toxic if ingested, causing miscarriage and death. But you already know this. You've been given the information multiple times. My board members have referred us back to Beth. We've attempted to work with Beth for at least 2 years. One problem, and Beth is aware of it, we've spoken about it, is the tremendous amount of deceit, dishonesty, and possibly even illegal activities associated with the solar panels, with this county's solar. The company next door to me is in violation of multiple ordinances. I've unsuccessfully spoken with Beth Henning, the solar personnel at Harrison Street, who are now the newest owners of the site. On March 20th of this year, Beth told me she hasn't been able to make contact with Harrison Street personnel. They don't return her emails or phone calls. She asked me who all I've spoken with, and I told her. This morning, Beth left a message on my phone stating, in quotes, "I have no news yet from anyone," and the state's attorney as well. S.A. Carl Larson hasn't returned my calls either. How can this have gone on for over 2 years? Total disregard to the citizens and the neighbors, even to the person, being Beth, who's representing our county as the one in charge of the solar. We need to work with Beth so she can work with them, which means you folks need to work with the citizens, and it isn't happening. I'm hoping tonight you'll vote on behalf of the citizens of Stephenson County and not the solar companies. What do I got for time?
9 seconds.
Oh, can I do a part 2 at the end of the meeting?
This is the only public comment tonight.
Anybody want to read the rest for me, please?
Would you have that you could email out to the entire
I don't
board?
have a computer.
If you give it to the administrator, she can photocopy it and make sure it's given to all the board members.
tell you what, I'll mail them, then I know they got them.
Okay.
All right.
Very
Hey,
good.
thank you for your time. Please vote for people, not panels.
Anyone else for public comment? Seeing no one else, the next item on the agenda is for an executive session under 5 ILCS 120/2C, employment matters, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee. Is there a motion to go into executive session? By Mr. Newton, is there a second? By Mrs. Hayes. Any discussion on going into executive session? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Samuel Newton. Luann Hayes. Todd McKenna. William Hadley.
Yes.
Dale Diddens. Lynette Williams. Adam Mottero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie Denister. Nicole Baker. Steve Frick. Brian Brandt. Tim Whalen. Ronnie Bush. 15 A, 0 nay, motion carries.
All right, I believe everyone is back in. There was no action taken in executive session. Next item on the agenda is possible action out of executive session. May I get a motion for the approval of the addendum to employment agreement with the nursing home administrator? By Mrs. Baker. Is there a second? By Mr. Whalen. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Nicole Baker. Aye. Steve Frick.
Yes.
Brian Brandt.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes. Todd McKenna.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Dale Diddens.
Aye.
Lynette Williams.
Aye.
Adam Mottero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester. 15 ayes, 0 nay. Motion carries.
Very good. The next item on the agenda is the award of the Illinois Sheriff's Association Scholarship. Sheriff Stovall, would you mind coming up, please? Mr. Bush, would you like to come up as well? As chair of the Oversight Committee? Come on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, County Board members. You want to get in tight with me? Each year, the Illinois Sheriff's Association awards at least one $500 college scholarship to every sheriff's office throughout the state of Illinois. It is to be awarded to a local student. This year, the Stephenson County Sheriff's Citizen Scholarship Committee selected Ryan Pieper of McConnell as the recipient of the 2025 Stephenson County ISA Scholarship. Ryan is the son of Bradley and Kelly Pieper of McConnell. He attends Lena Winslow High School and holds a 4.60 grade point average. He will attend the University of Chicago this fall. Ryan plans on pursuing a degree in business administration or economics. We congratulate Ryan on submitting such a well-written scholarship application and being the winning recipient of the 2025 Sheriff's Association Scholarship. On a side note, last Friday at a track meet in Winnebago, Ryan set the new school record in the 1 mile the old record was 4 minutes 32 seconds and .40, and he set the new record with 4 minutes 32 seconds .21. I'd like to give Ryan a round of applause for that. Thank you, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll move on to the zoning report. Director Henning. That's okay.
Good evening. The Zoning Board of Appeals held its hearing on Thursday, May 8th, 2025, with a quorum present. The first hearing of the evening was for Sarah Gakey, who is requesting a special use to construct and operate a storage unit facility in the Ag District located at 10532 West Block Road, Pearl City, Illinois. Testimony was presented with no objections. The ZBA voted 4-0 to recommend approval by this board.
Is there a motion to approve? By Mr. Diddens. Is there a second? By Mr. Brandt. Any discussion? Mr. Hadley.
Yes, Beth, I got one quick question. Is this close to the village of Pearl
Yes,
City?
it is.
Is it right on the outskirts? Or?
Yes, it's within 1.5 miles. Block Road is a gravel road. It's right south of 73 right there.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
The final hearing of the night was for Florence Township Solar LLC, requesting a special use permit for a 3.75 megawatt AC solar facility on 27 acres of a 71.24 acre parcel at Van Brocklin and Pearl City Roads. One of 21 adjacent landowners objected. The ZBA voted 4-0 to recommend approval with the condition that the entrance be moved from Van Brocklin Road to Pearl City Road.
Is there a motion to approve? By Mr. McKenna. Is there a second? Second. By Mr. Newton. Any discussion? Mr. Jogurst.
Thank you, Chairman. before I heard about the public comment, which I don't get swayed by that, I was already going to vote no on this for several reasons. The people out there in that area are just basically getting blocked in with these solar farms out there in that area. And I did some digging here. Illinois has got this renewable goals by 2050. Take some time and look that up. It's a bunch of climate change garbage, I'll call it. They really need to focus on nuclear and clean coal and stay away from the solar and wind. That way you get the most production out of the square foot or the square acres. Yeah, we're going to be like Europe eventually here if we keep going down this path. One of the main cost drivers for production over there is their energy, because they basically screwed up their energy system over there. And we don't want to be that, we don't want to follow that pattern. So I'm going to vote no. Thank you.
Mr. Whalen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I'm in this, not the solar industry per se, but I work in the automation industry. And one of the things that bothers me about this whole push for wind and solar is the effectiveness of it. I know Beth and I have talked about this, and I understand the tax implications, and it's supposed to be such a great deal from the standpoint of our energy usage in this county. But I agree with Mr. Jogers on this that, well, two things. One, I am very disappointed in the fact that we as a county do not have a final say in this. That's one thing that I don't agree with our public comment. We've been told at the committee level that if they adhere to all the state operatives, if you will, within state statutes, we can't say no. Well, I'm going to vote no for this as a protest, because I think that's wrong. I think it should be a local decision, because I agree with Mr. Jogers. I live out in that direction, and it's getting ridiculous. We got solar fields going up in just about every open field there is. And nobody knows the environmental impact of this stuff at this point, completely. It hasn't been around long enough. Nobody's done full studies on it to see what it really is going to, how's it going to affect the landfill in 30 years when these things got to get put to bed. I don't know. I understand the technology. I've looked into it quite a bit. It's I imagine a moneymaker for the folks that are putting them in, or they wouldn't be doing it. But again, I encourage you guys to really think about this. And I don't know that we have the option to even vote no, but I'm gonna. So there you go. Thank you.
Mr. Frick.
I would like to vote no on this as well, but my concern is, and one of the things that makes and I've said this before, one of the things that makes our country great is that when I say I own the land, I own the land. And if I want to put a solar farm on it, or if I want to put a large dairy on it, or if I want to put a hog facility on it, I have the right to do that. And unless I'm harming you, you don't have a right to tell me what I can or cannot do. And in these situations, I struggle with 52 solar facilities for the fact that we have 52. And Mr. Jogers brought up a good point, and I think we need to someday see a map and show us and the city of Freeport what we're doing with solar facilities and what that can do to future development if we look at that. But I cannot vote no because of the seriousness, I believe, in personal property rights. Thank you.
Mr. Hadley. Good point.
Yes, Beth, two questions. This does not include any battery storage, right?
Correct. The staff report was incorrect. It said there was battery storage. There is no battery storage on this site.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff going down in Springfield. You're probably aware of it, Chairman. And the second question is, by state statute, we cannot limit the number. Can the county board put an ordinance in saying that enough is enough?
We cannot. We have to approve every solar and wind that comes through according to state statute as it's written. If they do not follow the state statute with the AMA, which is the Agricultural Mitigation Agreement, if there are stipulations in that are broken, then we can deny. But if we deny just because we do not want them in the county any longer, there will be litigation. unfortunately.
And life expectancy of these solar farms, can you answer that, or?
Not 100%. Most solar facilities have a 20-year contract with a 5 to 10-year re-up, so about 30 years. And then what I've been told and done some research, the panels, after they're decommissioned from the area, they can be then sent overseas to be used for the less than fortunate areas. They do still have use. They're not totally worn out, but that's what a lot of companies are doing.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Director Henning, was there anyone at the special use or the zoning meeting that objected to this?
Yes, there was one objector out of 21.
And can you speak to what the objection was?
She stated that what are the risks of a corporation having control over local property, having a decrease in agricultural acreage, and will it increase the cash rent and sale price of the land? Are we being the best land stewards we can be? Are we managing resources responsibly? Will a surrounding well-maintained subdivision with solar farms cause degradation of property values leading to deterioration of the areas?
And how did this pass zoning?
It passed 4-0.
Okay. If by chance this does not pass tonight through the county board, what is the next step? Is it still approved?
That's a good question. State's attorney, do you know?
Mr. Newton? Can you use your microphone, please?
Those residents can file a lawsuit, and then they've got the state behind them as well, and companies can also file. So it just, if they are not breaking the state law, it's very difficult, because there's been you can fight against what the state law is, but you are not going to win probably. Right. So that's where it'll go, litigation, if the solar company feels like they're being slighted, they can get with the customer and file litigation. So thanks.
All right, thank you. Anything to add?
I mean, obviously, if you're taking a vote, you have the option of voting no. It seems readily apparent that there would be consequences to that decision, but certainly you have the option.
Okay. Mr. Brandt.
The board agreed to pass this with one provision, and that's the interest of the city.
Correct. Correct.
Was that decision presented to the highway department?
I cannot confirm that. I know there is already an entrance on Pearl City Road for that field. The reason it was relocated is the adjacent landowner, Jim Courier, had spoke with the company. The company went door to door, sent out letters, and Mr. Courier asked if the drive could be changed. All I know is there is a drive there currently.
Anyone else? I guess the final thing I will say, if there's any board member that has issues with these solar, please go to the Zoning Board of Appeals meetings. That's where you can have testimony to have considered for approval. So if there's issues with adjacent landowners or anyone else as far as vegetation or anything, that's where it should come up. All right, seeing nothing else, Madam Clerk, please take roll on this.
Todd McKenna.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Dale Diddens.
Aye.
Lynette Williams. Lynette Williams.
I heard you. I'm just.
Please vote.
Yes.
Adam Otero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
No.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
No.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Steve Frick.
Yes.
Brian Brandt.
Yes.
Tim Whalen.
No.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
No.
A, 4 nay, motion carries.
Anything else, Director Henning?
That is it.
Thank you for your time. Next, we have 11 appointments. Would the board like to take these individually or all as one? I'd be welcome to have a motion to that effect. Mrs. Hayes?
I make a motion that we
put them all as one.
Okay, is there a second to that? Mr. Whalen, any discussion on these appointments? Mr. Hadley?
Who are we replacing in the health department, that's all.
Chad Reedy, Dr. Reedy, the dentist.
How many years did he have in altogether?
I believe it was 8.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All appointments are approved. Chairman's report, if you're wondering why there was not a broker brought forward for the nursing home, the sale of that, I did ask the Oversight Committee last week to lay that over until June. I believe there may be an opportunity to sell the home without the use of a broker, potentially saving $100,000 or more in broker commission fees. There was an RFQ that was approved, not to steal your thunder or your report, Mrs. Baker, but they will be back before the board in June for consideration. We'll move on to action items and information from standing committees. First up is Mr. Whalen for Finance. You have one action item, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a sale of a surplus property per the documentation you received. We have, I can't ever read this right when it's sideways, but property 1814323280001, 002, and 003, sold for $835. And again, that'll go back on the county rolls. So I would make a motion to approve the sale of this property.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Brandt. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any other information out of your committee?
The only thing I would say, Mr. Chairman, is so far, after about 4 months, 1/3 of the budget, things look pretty good as far as everything that we can see. So things are going well. I just really appreciate the folks that take care of our money in this county. They do an excellent job, in my opinion.
Budget policy will be coming out of your committee in June?
Budget policy will be coming in June. Thank you for that reminder.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
very much. Move on to public property and safety. Mr. Bush, you have an action item.
Cleaning service, we received 7 bids, the committee voted on both bids by Crystal Evans Cleaning, Freeport Company, at $2,800 per month.
Is there a second? By Mr. Jogerst. Is there any discussion? Mr. Hadley?
Yeah, I got a quick question. I noticed under all-in-one office cleaning, it says including the falling at no charge, the maintenance of the rugs throughout the courthouse and 10,000 and disinfectant. Are we getting that with the Center Crystal Image Cleaning?
Well, what the sheriff had informed us, what he's planning on doing is, once this bid's been approved, taking them around to different departments to get the load out. Far, what they bid it on, I couldn't really say for sure, but I know his plan was to take them around to each department to get their take on what they want clean and how they want it clean. Okay. So far as what we're listed here, we did look at that. But we were more or less going by the monthly cost.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I was just seeing, we maybe got a little extra, but that's fine. Thank you.
Any other discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any information out of your committee, Mr. Bush?
No other than, well, once again, the report about the elevator is up and running. The HVAC is, some components for that. The Helms group is working on the dashboard where they'll be able to hook it up to his phone. So if anybody has any problems wherever he's at home, he can get it on his phone and turn on the air. Other than that, the emergency management, they've been busy. Taking a lot of different conferences, stuff like that. Other than that, that's it.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Bush. Administration Committee, Mr. Jogerst, any information?
Yeah, a little bit. County Clerk's office has been really busy with documents for the Real ID. Mr. Louie has been super busy as always. A lot of technology projects. They're going to start working on some more in this room next week. The phone project is about 80% ready to go here, so they're going to roll that out for new phones. He's also working on the copiers that we approved last month. So that's actually turned out to be a little more work than we thought, but he's doing it. He's going to make it happen. And then it looks like he's still going to be stuck with since we went with the state CrowdStrike thing, he's going to have to uninstall and reinstall on every computer for that. But we did save money on both those projects, but it made more work for Nate. So other than that, nothing. Thank you.
All right, very good. Court Services, Mr. Diddens, any information?
Nothing new.
All right, very good. We'll move on to Mrs. Baker in the Nursing Center.
Yes, yesterday kicked off National Skills Nursing Care Week. Chairman Helms read the proclamation, followed by a round of volleyball from the staff versus the residents. Today was the taco truck. Tomorrow's Wacky Wednesday with a cookout. Thursday's Hawaiian Day shirt with mocktails, fruit, and snacks, and challenges, a challenge day. And then Friday is SNC Day with breakfast and intercom bingo, if anybody is interested. Chairman Helms already spoke about 2 items. I encourage everybody to look at the matrix reports. They are linked to the agenda. So if you have any questions, they are linked to the agenda. I encourage everybody to look at them along with the monthly revenue expense report that the finance director sends out. That's just the nursing center ones too. That's also linked there. And census as of today was 49. So that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Planning and Development, Mr. Frick.
I don't have anything at this time, but I was wondering if I might ask the administrator.
Is your microphone on, Mr. Frick?
I'm sorry?
That's okay.
No, I don't. I was just wondering if I might ask the administrator a question about the company that bought the 2 properties out at Mill Race. Do you know, I've been getting questions on that, what the situation is there.
We did speak with Andrea from Greater Freeport Partnership. He's still working on building permits and different things on the property out there. He has acquired another property within Freeport as a temporary place. He still has the plans to build the buildings on the site out at Mill Race. It's moving slower than what he had anticipated.
Thank you very much. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Great, thank you. Move on to Public Works. Mr. Brandt, you have, I believe, 4 action items.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Works Committee passed HD 2510, 2511, 2512, and 2513. These are the engineering agreements for the grants that we passed in the consent agenda earlier this evening. With that, I'd make a motion to approve all 4 engineering agreements.
Okay, is there a second? Mr. Jogers, is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take roll.
Brian Brandt.
Aye.
Tim Whalen.
Yes.
Ronnie Bush.
Aye.
Samuel Newton.
Aye.
Luann Hayes.
Aye.
Todd McKenna.
Aye.
William Hadley.
Yes.
Dale Diddens.
Aye.
Lynette Williams.
Aye.
Adam Mottero.
Aye.
Larry Jogers.
Aye.
Scott Helms.
Aye.
Jackie DeMeester.
No.
Nicole Baker.
Aye.
Steve Frick.
Yes.
14A, 1 nay, motion carries.
Any other information of your committee?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. 25 construction season is underway, and I just want to remind everyone, if you haven't been towards Cedarville Road lately, there is a big section of that that's closed. It is a 2.5-mile project, and so that's a good road to avoid for another 6 weeks or possibly a little longer. But things are progressing well there. And also happy to report that the pavement preservation program that Mr. Rasmussen put in place in this county is really working well. The Lamb Road is a 1.5-mile stretch of new road that's going to be seal coated, along with 7.5 other miles in this county. So it's really nice to see such improvements being made to our infrastructure. So with that, nothing more. Thank you.
Thank you. Final action item or final item on the agenda is for new business, the approval of a quote for purchase of more for the facilities maintenance. Administrator Newcomer.
Yes, so before you tonight, there is 2 quotes for state bid on lawnmowers. As many of you recall, during the budget process last year, there was $19,500 budgeted for facilities maintenance for summer routine maintenance on our properties throughout the county. There was a truck that was recently taken out of the sheriff's department for our facilities maintenance. What was budgeted was for a trailer and a mower. The quotes before you tonight are for the mower. Mr. Remmers brought both of them to my office and talked to me about them. There's a difference of about $147 and some odd cents between the two. It was Mr. Remmers' preference to take the higher bid from Hyde Repair. That is a local-owned business, and Heritage Tractor is now bought out, and I believe he said it was based out of Texas now. So that is his recommendation that we are bringing to the board tonight.
Mr. Jogers.
I'll make a motion to approve the Toro mower from Hyde Repair.
Thank you. And second by Mr. Whalen. Discussion? Mr.
Yes.
Hadley?
Yes. I understand on the John Deere, the county highway department purchased the same model. Could Dale tell us how that model was working, or?
Any issues, Dale?
No idea, okay. How about warranty on the John Deere? And, I mean warranties, do we have any information on the warranties?
Maybe Mr. Remmers could come up and speak to that? Oh.
I do not have that information.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Mr. Remmers does not have that information with him.
It's kind of hard for me to support something tonight without that kind of information, because I know through the John Deere Corporation, and I know Mr. Chairman Helms knows about the Illinois Association of County Board Members, the agreement that all county, if we're a member of the association, we get a big discount.
Correct.
It's usually a pretty good discount, because I know the city of Freeport took advantage of it because I told them about it. And they have an extended warranty program too, so I'm just concerned, warranties mean a lot too, so.
These are brand-new units, correct, Mr. Remmers?
Yes.
Okay.
So we don't know any warranty issues.
He does not have the information with him tonight.
And I know he's in a hurry to mow, but I sure would like to have that information, and it's, okay, that's all.
Mr. Jogers.
Thank you, Chairman. I looked into both of these units, and in my opinion, I agree with Mr. Remmers. The Toro has in my opinion, a better motor. It's a Kohler engine, has a better transmission. It's 56 pounds lighter, so it's going to use less gas. It's more stable, better balanced, because the gas tank is underneath the seat rather than on the sides that can cause off balance a little bit, or some, appears like it has a better seat. Again, yeah, it's a small local business, and I'm sure there's at least a year or 2 year warranty on this thing, and they're not going to sell something without a warranty on there. And we did receive on this quote $5,250 discount, being a government entity. So I think we're fine. I'm going to vote yes if I get the chance. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Mr. Whalen.
Just to come along with Mr. Yogurst on that, if you look at the bid original pricing on each, 1943 was the Toro unit, and so it's about a $3,000 list price better tractor than the John Deere that you're getting for pretty close to the same price. So I'll support the Toro.
I just want to say I'll go ahead and support this. We need it, but please, next time, let's get more information on this stuff. you know, it's a very expensive item that we're approving. We should have information like warranties on this stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome to lay it over if you'd like, Mr. Hadley.
No, it's mowing season. Wally, are we using something now?
No, we do not have anything. Last summer, I mowed the areas with my own personal mowers.
Okay, well, we don't want that. So, yeah, no problem. Next time we need to get that information. Thank you.
Mr. Jogerst.
Can we put can I put a stipulation on my motion that there's at least a 1-year warranty on this thing?
You can make a motion to amend.
I'd like to do that.
Before you do that, the administrator has
Yes.
something
Okay.
to say on that, I
I
believe.
did just do a little research online, and it says that it has a minimum of a 36-month warranty.
Okay,
That's
3-year
perfect.
warranty.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Is that on the one that we're approving tonight?
What I looked up was Toro zero turn with that inch deck, so close to
Okay.
it. They ranged from 36 to 5 years.
Can you stipulate that we got a 3-year warranty or something so we can fall back on?
If it's on their website, I guess we can stipulate that. Hopefully that's agreeable to Hyde Repair.
Well, we can say we see it on the website at 36 months. That's
All right. I'll make an amendment that we would have the 36-month warranty on it.
All right, is there a second to the amendment?
second.
By Mr. Hadley, is there discussion on the amendment only? Mr. Whalen?
Can we do that legally, since it wasn't part of the bid?
It was through the state bid process, so we didn't put out an RFP.
Just curious.
Yeah, normally you should not be negotiating after, but,
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Let's, hang on here. Are you finished, or?
yeah, I mean, but it's state bid, so, you know, it's not like we put out an RFQ, and you always have the right to turn it down, so I think in this case, I think it would be fine.
All right, Mr. Frick.
Just one comment, experience. We just purchased John Deere mower through DeKalb Implement in Rockford for the village of German Valley, and they are 5-year warranties. Thank you, that's all.
Any other discussion on the amendment only? Okay, all those in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. One in opposition. The amendment, 2, I apologize, Mrs. DeMeester. 2 in opposition. The amendment passes. Any other discussion on the original motion to approve? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn? By Mrs. Hayes, is there a second? And Mr. Diddens, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.